What's going on, everybody? So today we're gonna do smoked, what do we got here? Pork tenderloin. The one thing I can tell you is I always grew up pork tenderloin. My grandmother used to cook it in the if she heard me say crock pot, she'd be mad at me. She would put this in the cast iron, get a good sear on it, and then go ahead and finish in the oven. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook this on the smoker. So let's go. Let's go ahead and get this out of here. I paid, man, these were like $4.27 for this one, $4.38. Again, guys, real cheap. Cooking doesn't have to be expensive. So here we go. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and we're gonna put this on this rack. Boom, let's get the other one done. So we've got our two pork tenderloins. Again, I'm gonna take this glove off because this is the seasoning glove. Now, we've got two different seasonings that we're gonna run today. So the first one we're gonna run by my buddy, Gulf Coast Smoke. He's got that base. We're gonna hit it with the base. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here and hit it with some Southern Belle. When we get after the Southern Belle, so we're gonna go light on the base. I'm gonna go light on the Southern Belle, and I'm gonna put a nice medium coat of the Southern Hospitality. Again, he's got a Southern Hospitality. There'll be links in the description to go ahead and order this stuff. It's an amazing product. And the other one, hey, we just happened to be at Nebraska Furniture Mart today, and I saw this Traeger garlic and chili powder. So we're gonna, on one, we're gonna run nothing but Gulf Coast Smoke. The other one, we're gonna start with the base, and then we're gonna hit it with the garlic and chili pepper. We're gonna do here, and we're gonna taste test this. I've never had this before, so we're gonna try this out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move these apart so that we don't get a little bleed over or whatnot. So here we go. So we're gonna get a nice good coat of that in there. Pat that down, let's flip it over. I'm gonna put my hand right here to make sure that we don't get no spillover. All right, you can see that's nice and done. So like I said, with the Gulf Coast Smoke one, we're gonna hit this with a light to medium coat of Southern Belle. A little pat. Let's flip that over. A little pat. And now we're gonna go in with our Southern Hospitality. Now I think I'm gonna go pretty heavy on this. I like the color of this rub, and it's gonna bring it out. Once this is done cooking, oh man, this is gonna be amazing. So we're gonna get that. Let's flip that over, hit that backside. Now, if y'all remember I was talking about this bottle? It's kind of left over. You can see once I move this rack out of the way, we've got all this amazing seasoning. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, let's move this knife out of the way, we'll open this up, I'll fold this in half right here. And now one thing I don't do, I don't hit it hard or anything like that to make sure that if anything's on there, I just kind of take it. Boom. Now, when you look, you can tell this is everything that's kind of stuck to the board right here. I don't want this in there. That's why I don't flick it or anything like that. But we're making an infinity bottle of seasoning. And the greatest thing is, I never know what it's gonna be. Got a guy on his dirt bike over here, so if y'all heard that, hey, you know, it's a neighborhood. We shake this up, and we continue to build on this. Who knows what this is gonna taste like? If you've never seen infinity bottles, a lot of people do it with whiskey. We're doing it with seasonings. At this point, what we're gonna do is we're gonna let these pork tenderloins just kind of sit out, room temperature, while the pig gets going. We're gonna do 275. We're gonna throw it in there. Remember, if you're looking, you ain't cooking. So once it's done at the temp, what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna put it in the Cambro, let it rest for a few. We're gonna slice, and oh man, I'm telling you right now, this is gonna be a good one. Okay, so at this point, we already hit about 142. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these right here, and I'm gonna wrap. So this is the one that we did the Traeger seasoning to, and I wanna make sure that we keep these separate. All right, so we're just gonna wrap that up, and I'm gonna stick it inside my Cambro like we do with most of the meats that we cook. This one right here is gonna be our Gulf Coast Smoke one. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna put these in the Cambro for about 10 minutes, because what I wanna do after the 10 minutes, I'm gonna take them back out, I'm gonna put them back on this rack, and I'm gonna put some barbecue sauce on them and throw them back on the smoker for about 5 minutes to let everything tack up. Okay, so we've had these resting for about 20 minutes. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and open them up. And what I wanna do is I wanna lightly sauce them. This one is gonna be the Traeger one. We have to remember, because we're gonna do a taste comparison side by side with these. Again, the only thing we're changing is the seasoning, all right? So boom, we've got the Gulf Coast Smoke one here on the back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip them over, and all I've done is I took some sauce, and what we did with that was we took some Blue Hogs Original and some Blue Hogs Tennessee Red, and we did a 50-50 mix. I really like the combination of it. We put it in this little tin right here, put it on the pit, and we just kind of let it thin out a little bit, right? So boom, we're just gonna hit that all over. I don't want to brush too hard to ruin the seasoning, I guess you would say, but I want to put the same amount of sauce on both of these. And like I said, it's thin. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna tack this up on the pit for about 5 minutes when we get done doing this. So let's flip it over. And again, Gulf Coast smoke, Traeger. And this has got a good kind of little vinegary. I'm not a huge vinegar fan. That's why I cut it with the Blues Hog Original. And you know what? You don't have to do this part if you don't want to. If you just want to eat it right off of there, you can. But it's barbecue. Why not add some sauce to it, right? And you're gonna see how thin this is. And then when we put this on the pit and it sets up, oh man. Okay, so you can see that we got them like lightly sauced. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go put them on the pit for about 10 minutes. At the 10-minute mark, we're gonna pull it off. We don't need to rest anymore. We're gonna cut through, and you're about to see the most juicy pork tenderloin you've ever seen. And we're gonna decide, Traeger, Gulf Coast smoke. Okay, so we've had it on the pit for about 10 minutes, and here we go. We're gonna bring the first one over here. And this one is the Gulf Coast smoke one. So we're gonna try it first to see what we think. Now, the one thing I want you to look at on both of these, I want you to see how juicy that is. All right, so now, Gulf Coast, Traeger. I'm gonna go try Traeger first. That's all the juice fall out. Okay, so for me, it's got a little smoky flavor to it too. It's juicy as hell, but it's just got smoke. I can taste a little bit of the chili in there. It's good. It's good, don't get me wrong. So here we go with the Gulf Coast smoke one. I mean, I get that savory note in there. I honestly, so I'll be honest with you. The Traeger one, they're both juicy as hell. The Traeger one, it's good. Do not get me wrong. It tastes fantastic. I get that chili powder in there. But when I eat the Gulf Coast smoke one, I feel like it's more well balanced. I can taste the savoriness in there. I can taste a little bit of sweet in there. I wish I would have ran the Southern hospitality on there. And the reason why I'm from Texas, I like the hot, man, I like that back end kick that the Southern hospitality gives me. But I got kids, you know, and the kids don't like a lot of spice. So I'm gonna have to say that the Gulf Coast smoke for me wins. I get it. So when we look at the Traeger, it's a salt, pepper, you know, base with 1 rub. The Gulf Coast smoke is 3 rubs, and the more flavor profiles you get in there, the better it tastes, and it's got so many things in there that really draw out all those flavors. So I'm gonna have to say Gulf Coast smoke's the winner. Guys, I really appreciate you hanging out with me today. If you like what I showed you today, make sure you go down in the comments and show Alonzo over there at Gulf Coast Smoke some love. Order the seasonings at Gulf Coast Smoke. It's amazing seasonings. Again, he's sponsoring us for the Royal, and I can't wait to see what the judges decide on what we cook down there again. And I say again because we were there last year. We've been there 3 years in a row, 2 years in a row. This is our 3rd year. I can't wait. We took 18th in brisket last year. I expect some more calls this year. But guys, go check out Alonzo over at Gulf Coast Smoke. Amazing product. Amazing dude. Check out his YouTube channel. Again, there'll be a link in the description. Other than that, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn those notifications on so you know when we upload another video. Y'all have a great day.